Burrito Love. The day had been draped in a strange, heavy silk. The clouds weren't just gray, they were a bruised purple, hanging low enough to touch the treetops. It was the kind of atmosphere that felt like an unwritten poem, a sadness that lived in the marrow of the bones rather than the mind. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the sky finally broke. It wasn't in the forecast, but the rain began to pour anyway. A sudden, rhythmic deluge, as if the universe had finally decided to let go of the ache it had been carrying all afternoon. Leo arrived home late, the scent of the rain clinging to his jacket. The house was quiet, save for the frantic drumming of water against the roof. "Dove?" he called out, his voice a low, searching rumble. "Lovey-doves." Silence met him in the living room. He felt a flicker of the day's heaviness tighten in his chest until a soft, melodic voice drifted from the back of the house. "I'm here, my moon." He found her in the bedroom, a small figure amidst the pillows. Her green eyes were the color of a leaf caught in a storm, beautiful but clouded with that same mysterious gloom that had haunted the day. She gave him half a smile, the kind that tries to be brave but doesn't quite make it. "What's wrong, Dove? Talk to me," he said, dropping to the edge of the bed. "I don't know," she murmured, looking down at her lap. "I just feel sad. For no reason." "I know," Leo whispered, taking her hands. "I feel it too. The air is heavy today. But Mama's, you're freezing." He pressed her knuckles against his cheek, feeling the chill of her skin. "Move over. I'm going to fix this." As he reached across her to snag the heavy duvet, his finger caught her side. A tiny, involuntary squeak escaped her. "Stop," she giggled, the first spark of light returning to her eyes. Theo paused. He saw the opening, the way to break the fever of the day's sadness. "Stop?" he asked, a predatory grin spreading across his face. "Stop this?" He lunged, his fingers finding the ticklish spots he knew by heart. The bedroom transformed. The sadness was chased out by the sound of her screaming laughter as she tried to roll away, tangling herself in the sheets. "Get off the blanket. I'm trying to help you, lovey-doves," he yelled over her laughter. For a moment, the moon bear was pinned. She found a gap in his defenses, her fingers digging into his ribs until he jumped back, gasping and laughing so hard his eyes blurred with tears. She had him down, her hair a wild halo, her smile finally reaching its full, brilliant height. But Leo was a creature of the earth, and he found a sudden surge of strength. He scooped her up, tossed her gently to the side, and snatched the blanket like a matador. That's it. With a few swift, practiced motions, he spun her, over and over until the silk and cotton had encased her completely. She was no longer a butterfly. She was a burrito, a soft, white and patterned cylinder with nothing but a pair of wide, laughing eyes peeking out the top. "No, no more tickles, please," she shrieked from inside her cocoon. He hovered over her, catching his breath. "Fine, no more tickles, but you're being punished for your crimes against the moon." "Honest? No more?" she asked, her breath coming in short, happy hitches. "Honest." Instead of attacking, he simply collapsed beside her, pulling the burrito into his arms. He peppered her face with kisses, her forehead, her nose, the tip of her chin. Wrapped tight, she couldn't move, and the warmth of his body began to seep through the layers of the blanket. Her eyes changed. They weren't the leaves in a storm anymore. They were the green leaves in the sun after a long night of rain, vibrant, clear, and full of life. Outside, the downpour continued, but the sound had shifted. It didn't sound like an ache anymore. It sounded like a lullaby, the very rhythm of their safety. "Still cold?" he whispered, tucking a stray strand of hair behind her ear. "Not so much anymore," she sighed, leaning her head into the hollow of his shoulder. "You? After that workout?" "No," he chuckled. "Plus, holding you is like holding the sun. I'm warm enough." They settled in, the glow of the TV flickering softly against the walls. After a while, the tension left completely. A soft sigh escaped her, followed by the tiny, rhythmic snore that Leo found more beautiful than any cello suite. "Good night, my little chalk," he whispered into the quiet of the room. He kissed her forehead one last time and reached for the light. "Sweet dreams." In the dark, the rain kept falling, but inside the burrito, the world was perfectly, finally still.